Welcome back. The stage has been set as Progressive Liberal Party supporters heard during a meeting in Nassau Village last Thursday. Come this Wednesday, the official opposition will move a vote of no confidence in the chair. This, of course, based on the argument that House Speaker Halston Moultrie is unfit to hold this position. Opposition leader Philip Davis made his intentions known in a letter to Acting Chief Clerk David Forbes dated February 9th. In the letter, he requested that this motion takes precedence over all business for the next sitting. The notice follows last week's suspension of the remaining 3 Progressive Liberal Party House members. Angleston MP Glenys Hannah Martin was named and suspended a week earlier for 2 consecutive House sittings. While she had every right to return to the lower chamber today, Mrs. Hannah Martin, in a release, said she stands in solidarity with her colleagues and will instead return when they do so on February 14th. Well, given the seriousness of the opposition's intention, here's what Leader of Government Business Renwood Wells has instructed F&M members to do.
The government is obliged, along with this House, to see to it that all members are here on Wednesday, and that motion is going to take precedence over the entire House agenda as per the House rules. And so we saw what it figured that we would have this following today, have our meeting, so that all members will have a right to be here on Wednesday, so that we can get on with the business of this House.
It's important to note that barricades were again erected in Rawson Square in anticipation of what may have happened at Parliament this morning. A team of senior police officers also turned out. Meantime, the House Speaker gets a scolding from a well-known clergyman who feels what transpired in Parliament last week is a sad omen. Amajal Knowles has that angle to the story.
Retired Anglican Archbishop Gomez has chastised members of the ruling party for their actions in the House of Assembly last week. While it brings a guest on the 1197 radio program On Point, Archbishop Gomez took exception to the actions of House Speaker Halston Moultrie.
What happened this week was a drastic blow to the quality of parliamentary life, unquestionably. Was a debate about the rules and the interpretation of the rules, which is something that Parliament always has to pay attention to, and the Speaker of the House has a particular responsibility to see to it that the rules of the House are carried out and observed. And the Speaker is responsible really as Speaker for the quality of the debate and the quality of life in the Parliament. And the Speaker's conduct calls that into question.
Adding that instead of remaining above the fray, he launched into personal attacks against Angleston MP Glenys Hannah Martin.
And it seems to me that instead of having an objective presentation and an objective engagement with the process, we sank into personality. Personality debate fueled by party political allegiance. And to me, it's a sad omen because it's pointing in the wrong direction.
The clergyman also said he found the comments of Michael MP Miriam Emanuel troubling, as she seemed to condone domestic violence. Even more troubling, he said, was the silence of members of the ruling party.
But even in a banana republic, part of what happened this week would not be held as something to look up to. I refer especially to that female contribution, which was the meaning of womanhood in Parliament by a woman. It seems to me that that was not only outrageous, totally uncalled for, but totally out of order. And the subsequent, what I call semi-apology, made it even more demeaning, because an apology for such a thing should be without let or hindrance, a total apology. And the fact that no one in Parliament, no one in the House, took exception to that conduct. To me, that's a sad indictment of the ruling party.
Now, despite Attorney General Carl Bethel's declaration that the country has zero tolerance when it comes to domestic abuse, human rights group Rise Bahamas has urged Prime Minister Dr. Hugh Whitminster to distance himself from Miriam Emanuel's comments. For JCN News, I'm Amajal Knowles.
In crime news this evening, another police-involved shooting here in the capital, the sixth for the year. Assistant Commissioner of Police Clayton Fernanda confirming with reporters on the scene that a man was shot and killed in an attempt to attack officers with a knife early this morning in the area of Wolf Road and Collins Avenue. Now, the accused was wanted for questioning in connection with an illegal firearm possession. According to ACP Fernanda, as officers approached him, the suspect wielded a knife and started running. And that's when he was shot. This morning's killing comes only a day after police shot and killed another man in the Kamaica Road area during an alleged drug deal. When questioned about the number of police-involved shootings so far this year, National Security Minister Marvin Dames dismissed public concerns.
Police are the authority, and we trust that any time the police, the Defense Force officers, or anybody else pull and use a firearm, they're using it for a justifiable means. And so every time an action like that takes place, and that officer must recognize that he or she is accountable for their action. So because there is a process, but I want to make it very clear that we're not in the business, and the Royal Bahamas Police Force is not in the business of arbitrarily taking people's lives. And we will not stand by or sit down and allow for that to happen. But one thing must be recognized. Early hours of the morning or late at night when we're all at home, and the streets are busy, and individuals are out there armed, and an officer is called to a scene, he or she has to make a decision based on that moment. We can't decide for them. But at the end of the day, they recognize that whatever happened, there's a certain level of accountability.
There were 11 police-involved shootings in 2017. The hunt is on for the owner of a stash of drugs found on Sunday. Following up on information that a suspicious package had been found along the beach on Crossing Rock, Abaco, police found 5 packages of suspected hash oil weighing some 8 pounds with a total value of $16,000. No arrest was made. Investigations are ongoing. You're watching JCN News. Stay with us.
This segment of the news was brought to you by Alive.